Well, good morning, family and friends. Haven't seen you in a while. It's good to be here. And thank you for tuning in. I am sitting in my office and I want to share a little information with you as it relates to the pandemic and as it relates to the coronavirus and the challenges that we are all called upon to face and to defeat. I want to share some factual information with you. I don't want to politicize anything. I don't want to criticize anyone. My whole goal this morning is just to educate and today to bring us up to speed on some facts so that you can have the information that is pertinent and the necessary information to make the best possible informed decision. And I'm speaking from a purely academic, scientific standpoint. And I know that you all are all intelligent, and so I will not insult your intelligence. One of the things I want to talk about this coronavirus. Uh, Quite simply, it is a virus, and it is a virus that primarily is RNA in nature, and some protein, and it's wrapped in fat, and in the center of the fat, there's RNA. And I won't go into the science of that, but what I will tell you is that it does not have the means to replicate itself, and it does not have any way to travel other than through mucus. So this virus is very, very small. It is about 40 microns, which means then that this mask that I wear, the virus can in fact get through this mass being 40 microns. But I also said this virus that needs a vehicle to travel. So it cannot travel through my mask because it does not have a vehicle unless it is attached to mucus. That's where the mask comes in. Mucus droplets cannot get through the mask. So if the vehicle for which the virus rides and travels is not able to transport it to a destination, that means the virus will never make it to its destination. Simply put, I can go to Atlanta, I can go to Hawaii, but I cannot go to Hawaii or Atlanta unless I have a vehicle. So, what happens? When you sneeze, the virus may be attached to mucus. And when that mucus hits the ground, that virus is dead. It does not float back up. It does not fly around in the air. Therein lies the need for the mask, because it stops the vehicle. It's like putting a boot on a Greyhound bus, and the bus is immobilized. The other thing is, I said I can go to Hawaii. Can't go to Hawaii unless I get on a plane or unless I get on a boat. If there's no boat, if there's no plane, I do not arrive in Hawaii. So again, it is a very, very small virus, 40 microns, and it can pass through the holes of your mask, but it needs a vehicle to do that. Something interesting is that we saw this coronavirus in 2003 there in China. And what happened, it was recognized very, very early, and people were quarantined and it was isolated, and it all, in fact, just disappeared. It just about died out there in 2003. That is the importance of quarantining. That is the importance of quarantining. Now, let me also say this. If you're not concerned about getting sick, that's great. But as decent human beings, it's not about being concerned about yourself alone. You must be concerned about others, and I am concerned about others. Um, and so I may be asymptomatic, and I may have the virus, and my immune system may kick in, and my immune system may protect me. But I may come into contact with people who are immunosuppressed. In other words, their immune systems are not as robust as healthy immune systems. And though my immune system is robust and protecting me, and I may not feel any symptoms at all. I may cough if I don't have a mask on, and I may expose others, and I may end up killing those. So it's almost as though I can be a killer and not even knowing it. Now, what I do know is most of us will not allow a murderer into our house. Most of us will not send a murderer to our neighbor's house or our friend's house or even our enemies' homes. And so the mask that I wear protects you. The mask that you wear protects me. As we look to reopen our community, the best way that we can do it is to be responsible, not only for our actions, but be responsible in how our actions impact others. I think the most loving way to do that is to put your needs and desires on the back burner and to be concerned for our fellow man. Be concerned for our brothers and sisters who may be dealing with some challenges and some issues of which we may not be aware. But now that you are aware of how this coronavirus travels, now that you are aware of what the mask has the capability of doing, and that's blocking the vehicles that transport the virus, now that you are aware that this virus showed up in 2003 and was pretty much eradicated and defeated just by mere quarantining, now that you are aware of why the mask should not be politicized, it is literally a matter of life and death. I pray and ask that you make some wise decisions. You know, the Bible tells us that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. It also tells us that in all thine getting, get understanding. My prayer is that we brought a little understanding. We shed a little bit of light on this virus, and I tried to simplify it as much as I possibly could. There's some other technical details, but that's just the gist of it. That's just the nuts and bolts and the meat of it. I think you can take this information. It's my prayer that you share this information now that you have better understanding of why this coronavirus is so serious. And let me end by telling you this. When you wear the mask, do not touch the front of the mask. Remember now, if I sneeze and I've transported it through mucus, as long as the surface is wet, and you come back and touch the door handle, and then you touch your face or your mask, that's why hand washing is so important. That's why sanitizing is so important. That we can beat this thing, we can knock this thing out the box, and we can get folk back to living the quality of life that they want and that they desire. If there are any questions, feel free to contact me, and I'll try to shed light on anything, or I'll explain further anything that I may have said. Once again, God bless you, and thank you for taking the time to watch. And if you find this information helpful and beneficial, feel free to share. God bless you.